the boot process, which makes it much less error prone. Okay, so potential for Linux BIOS, you could possibly consider SSH into your BIOS. You can consider authenticated booting. You could do tricks with TPM, Trusted Platform Management, whatever it stands for. Perhaps using virtualization, because you're the BIOS, you get first say in what the machine does. So that's nice. The OLPC, they're planning to use automatic authenticated BIOS updates distributed out to the machines from a central place. Use cases. OLPC, of course, great example. They chose to go with Linux BIOS basically because it was the only option. Flexibility and performance of Linux BIOS is unmatched by any commercial BIOS vendors. The OLPC, in order to conserve power, it's going to suspend and resume a lot, many times a second, and ACPI is just too slow. OLPC uses open firmware, as I said. Embedded systems, of course, it's attractive to have the fast boot times for them. Your systems may be using Linux BIOS soon. It's an open source alternative, and the next BIOS generation, or what you want to call it, EFI, it has network drivers, and we've been hearing some scary stuff about data retention, so I'm not sure I'm going to want EFI to control my system for booting. All right, I'm going to speed up then. Version 3, it's more modular, it has more flexible code, it's more extensible, it uses kconfig, which means you can do make menu config to set the options. For Linux BIOS, you had to use text files before. It was a mess. We want to be legacy free to replace all the buggy tables and ACPI stuff that doesn't work anyway. V3 has a requirement that the CPU does cache as RAM for practical reasons. Testing infrastructure, there's a great testing infrastructure, which means that each single commit gets tested on actual hardware. It also produces downloadable binaries. We need your help to test on hardware that we don't have access to ourselves. Please help. No, I'm sorry, I'm not done yet. And there's a demo too. We need more developer resources. Please help out. Chipset documentation is hard to come by. If you're in a position, please snag Intel and NVIDIA because they don't give out any docs to small players. AMD, on the other hand, are being very helpful. So please support them. Please send us info from your laptop, LSPCI, and as root run DMID code. Demo.
Do you want a demo? Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, it's booting quickly. There's sound soon, loading the kernel. This is an VIA EPIA board that I picked up a while ago. It's a 600 megahertz. In it, there it's up, and there's sound. Should be sound. No sound. Yeah, anyway, that's the demo. Check out the website linuxbios.org, the emailing list linuxbios@linuxbios.org, or meet with me or Stefan Reinauer at the DJ somewhere in the BCC cafeteria after this lightning talk session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. Makes you wonder why you need an operating system on a BIOS at all. Yeah, just SSH into it. I have to see this. So, that was that. So, next on the list is Sebastian, showing us something about XSPF. So, please get connected. By the way, I would like to ask you to comment, to give us some feedback. On the website, there's now a button you can click on whatever talk and give some feedback. Please make use of this. It's nice to get some feedback after half a year, but then it's, you know, it's just between everything. We would like to see some online feedback there. So please do make use of this feature. Thank you. Okay, ready? Good.
Hello. Hello, my name is Sebastian Pipping, and I'm going to talk about XSPF today. XSPF stands for XML Shareable Playlist Format, and you can imagine it as take the M3U or PLS playlist format, change it to XML and add a ton of cool features, formally define it, and what you get out in the end is XSPF. It's an open standard, which means anybody can obtain and implement this specification without paying any fees. It's got support for embedded metadata, which means you can add information like track title or artist for each track. It's suited for both local and remote files, so you can use it for your online streams and your local music collection. It's also suited both for music and video. It's cross-platform, so one and the same playlist will play on Windows, Mac, Linux, or none at all. You can even have several locations for the very same track, for example, a low and a high quality version. Even more crazy, you can have tracks without any locations, so two people can listen to the same track without sharing the file for it, just by knowing what track it is. XSPF is also extensible, which means you could add a DJ extension, something like, hey, play this part of the song 3 times in sequence, or only these 2 seconds, or 10. So who does currently speak XSPF? There is websites like Last.fm, which you probably know of Audio Scrubbler. There is WebJ.org, which is a site for playlist sharing. There is software like VLC, like BMPX, which stands for the Experimental Beat Media Player, which is a successor of XMMS. There is Music Player, which is very popular MP3 player. You can written in Flash that you can just plug into your website and have and offer music to all your visitors. There's libraries for several major programming languages like C++, Java, Perl, PHP, and Ruby. I am the author of the first one, of libspiff, and of the validator down here. So you can also validate if your if the playlist that you create or some tool has created is valid to the specification. You can match it on online using the validator, or offline using shim files. And we already found errors in public websites using these validators. As you can see, XSPF is really coming, and you can be part of it. You all. So we need your help. You could spread the word. You could improve support where it already is. You could add support where it's still missing, like you could take an existing library and integrate it into an existing product, or create a new library for a language that has not support yet. That's mainly it, and thanks for your time and attention. And if you want to contact me, talk about XSPF, I hope this t-shirt will help me, but I was stupid enough not to make any contact info on this. I will be up in front if you have any questions. Thank you.
He beat me to it. I was just about to ring the bell, but there goes. Half a minute saved. On it goes. Next thing from MIB. Where is he? There you are. Please come up stage. And right, this is about Hacktivismo, and I have no idea what it is all about, so I cannot tell you. I think we're being hacked here. Looks like it.
Hi everyone, I'm MIB. I'm a member of Hacktivismo, the Ninja Strike Force, and Culture.cow Communications. I'm here to give you a very quick rundown about Hacktivismo, who we are, and what we've been doing during the past months. The reason why I'm doing this is because I would like to get as many people who are present here involved as possible. Okay, what is Hacktivismo? We've been active for a couple of years. We're a special operations group sponsored by the Culture.cow. We consist of hackers, lawyers, human rights workers, and other sexy deviants. What we are doing is mainly creating technology to improve human rights and to give people the ability to have free access to information and to help them express themselves in a safe manner when they're living under a repressed regime. During the years we've been working with organizations such as the EFF, Human Rights in China, Citizen Lab, just to give a couple of examples. Our last project, our last release was TorPark, which is basically Mozilla Firefox with Tor installed. You can install it on your computer, but you can also run it from a USB stick. A couple of months before that, we released ScatterChat. That's a friendly fork of Game with both Tor integrated in it and very heavy encryption. In and on itself, these technologies are not special. I mean, they exist. But what we do is enable normal users who have no technical background, to just install it, plug and play, it works, and they can do what they have to do without the need for special technical knowledge. We do things in other fields as well. For example, Human Rights in China, Amnesty International. We work with these organizations, we help them help other people in the respective countries to keep safe when they're doing their work. We help them to secure their data, which is very important. We also did, for example, the Gulag campaign, which was to raise awareness about Google cooperating with China. What we think it's very important to raise awareness about these issues so that people know about this. People who are not interested in technology, that they know about these issues, and we've succeeded in this. Before that, we also created CameraShy, which is a steganographical application. It puts data in JPEGs and GIFs. And when you have the correct keys, it automatically scans for the content. You can click on a list box and you get what's inside of the picture. We are currently working at a new version which will also include video streams, doc files, everything you can think of which is present on a large scale on the internet. You'll be able to hide data in it. So I'd say come and join us. You'll see the world. You'll fight evil monsters. You'll save maidens. You'll win valuable prizes. We have very bright people in this room, and there's people in need not only in China but right back here at home. We are in danger of losing our rights to encrypt. We are in danger of losing our rights to privacy, and we should fight right here and right now to keep those rights. We have a responsibility for ourselves, but also for the people that come after us. There's not only Hacktivismo, you can also, for example, help projects such as the Tor project. They're doing very valuable work. You can also just step up to Amnesty International, for example, and tell them, yeah, I know about computer